Why do dog trainers laugh at people who use a flexi leash or a harness? Hi, I'm Rich with Off-Grid Dogs Training and Behavior, Tampa, Florida. And I'm crazy. I'm crazy about you because you love your dog. So let's get our dogs off the grid, out of the matrix, and escape the pet industrial complex. So, flexi leashes and harnesses. Let's start with the harness. They laugh at people who use a harness because every time we meet a client that can't walk their dog pulls too much on the leash, inevitably, we could guess without even meeting them, they're going to show up with a harness. And, if you wonder why dog owners are being so misled, if you don't think there's a lot of bad information, just Google harnesses. I just did it. Look what they say about harnesses on Google. Here, I'm reading this for you. It says, because harnesses cover more of your dog's surface area than a small collar does, the pressure is spread out more, giving you more control as you walk. This can ultimately make the walk easier on both of you. That's so wrong. So anyway, let me tell you about what a harness is. Dog sports people that do bite sports, that teach their dog to be more aggressive, to teach their dog to bite even under adversive pressure. They use a harness to create more drive, to create more aggression for their sport. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a useful tool if you want the dog to lunge and bite and be super drivey, aggressive, and so forth. But you don't want that when you're trying to walk your dog. Criminals, dog fighters, people who illegally and cruelly use dogs for sport to kill each other, they'll use harnesses for the same thing, to get the dog out of his mind, aggressive, pulling, lunging, trying to get at the other dog before they let him start fighting. Why do they use the harness? For those two reasons. Because it creates that with the dog. It's a reflex of any animal, an instinctive reflex. If I push on you, you're going to push back. If you pull on a dog, he's going to pull. A harness harnesses all of his power and makes him more powerful to pull. So he's more likely to win, which is self-gratifying, which reinforces pulling and gets him to pull more. And then you wonder why you're being pulled down the street by your out-of-control dog on a harness. So throw your harness away and don't be laughed at by dog trainers. Get a leash and some sort of collar. There's all different types that can work depending on your dog. And gain some control over your dog. Do a little research. Learn something. Don't believe Google, okay? That's ridiculous. What I just read you is ridiculous. Anybody that knows anything about dogs would laugh at that. Now, why do dog trainers laugh at people with flexi leashes? This is completely different. I would say that they're right about harnesses. They are completely wrong about flexi leashes because they are ignorant. Yes, many dog trainers are ignorant, very ignorant. I've seen tons of them make fun of flexi leashes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the leash that rolls out to, the one I have rolls out to 26 feet and retracts. It's a retractable leash. It retracts when the dog comes closer to you. You don't have to reel it in. It just automatically retracts. So, I never could understand why dog trainers didn't understand the value of a flexi leash. So let me explain it. If you're old like me and you can't jog with your dog and you walk him a lot like I do, as you should, your dog needs to be able to stretch his legs. He needs to run or jog a little bit during the walk. So my strategy, very simple, when I'm letting my dog sniff, which I try to do a lot because I like for him to use his brain the way he was meant to. So he'll stop and sniff a spot. I'll keep on going. I'll get the whole 26 feet ahead of him because, again, I'm old and slow and I've got 2 legs and he's got 4, so I can't really exercise him with my walking speed. So I'll get out ahead of him 26 feet. As soon as he lifts his leg, I take off. So that way, when he finishes marking and starts running after me, I've got a head start. I'm walking as fast as I can. Of course, he catches me in 2 seconds because he's a dog. And then he goes right on past me out to the other 26 feet end of the leash. So now I've just gotten 50 feet of jogging plus another 20 feet or so because I was trying to walk fast. So he got to run a little bit for 70, 80 feet that I wouldn't be able to do on a 5-foot leash. So it's great for the dog. It gives him a sense of freedom. I can tell him, break or free dog or whatever you use, and he can roam and zoom around, and he's got 50 feet, 25 feet in every direction that he can cruise around and sniff and exercise. So it's awesome. Now, it is an art. You need to get, like anything else, you have to get good at it because, if you're not good at it and your dog's not good at it, it's teamwork, you both have to be good at it, you're going to look like an idiot. And that's why a lot of dog trainers don't understand this because they see the people who don't know how to use a flexi leash and are wrapping around telephone poles and trees and people and grandmothers and other dogs, and it's a mess. No. It's like anything else. It's a skill. Since I've spent thousands of hours with my dog on a flexi leash, people have no idea how much control I have over my dog because it looks like I have cars stop, which I appreciate that they're concerned, but they stop going down the highway because they think my dog's going to run out in front of them and get hit. And they have no clue that my dog can't do that. I have control of the dog, even though it doesn't look that way to the untrained eye. But yeah, your dog has to learn that, he doesn't get to wrap it around anything. He's got to stay on your side of all the stop signs and trees and light poles. And that's very easy to teach the dog. You have to teach him that anyway. And it becomes very easy when you get good at it, which shouldn't take long if you're walking your dog as much as you should. It's just practice makes perfect. So take full advantage of the flexi leash. It's an awesome tool. And I buy the German original, flexi brand, I think it's called. They don't pay me any money, but I'll do a commercial for them. I've got a 140-pound Great Pyrenees, and those things last forever, even with his huge, weight yanking on it once in a while, which, of course, you don't want to allow that. But it's a good product and not even that expensive. So yeah, dog trainers are absolutely right about harnesses. They're totally wrong about flexi leashes. Don't take my word for it. I saw Ivan Balbanov in one of his videos, the world's greatest dog trainer. Ivan's using a flexi leash all the time for his dog. So I'm in good company. Another one of my favorite famous, dog trainers on the internet. He's not real famous, but he's really good. Jack, one of the, I think he's one of the creators of the layered stress model, which is something that I really agree with in dog training. He's another one, big proponent of the flexi leash. So these are dog trainers who actually know what they're talking about. And a lot of dog trainers don't.